everybody. Welcome back to the Price to Sell podcast. I am your host, Matthew Campoli. And today we have a dominant force. And what I'm going to do is, with his permission, I'm going to do your intro. I'm going to do his intro in his voice because he has probably the best tonality in real estate.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. So we're going to do this in Mr. Simeon Papailias' voice. Okay. Today, we have an industry icon, an absolute powerhouse, a man that will leave a legacy for generations to come. Some will compare him with the likes of Socrates and Aristotle, a true Greek legend. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Mr. Simeon Papailias. Thank you for coming. Is that good?
The crowd roars.
Right?
Most people like to mention my physical likeliness to Greek gods.
Yeah, that's
Some to the intellect of Socrates.
Yeah.
But most really focus on the physical appearance and my likeliness to the
Greek
gods
statue.
of Olympus. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Chiseled physique.
I can see you carrying that ball, the world up the mountain. Yeah.
Atlas.
Atlas. That's the one.
Atlas.
We got Atlas in the building. But how was the pronunciation of the last name? Was it there?
I mean,
I practiced like 5 times.
a cool 8 out of 10.
Okay.
It's Simeon Papailias.
Papailias. All right.
Which is completely off the real pronunciation of my name, which is Simeon Papailias.
Okay.
But this is what we do. This is how we do.
Well, thank you for coming, man.
My pleasure.
It's been a long time coming. I was just on the Broker's Playbook podcast, so you guys got to check that out. But I'll let you give a little bit of an intro into the Greek god yourself and who you are, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I mean, our story is I've shared this story a bit. I've been at this real estate game for going on 17 years at this point. 15 years licensed, a couple of years prior to being licensed. I was selling businesses online, specifically in the hospitality sector, restaurants, some smaller hotels. And that was kind of in the beginning of the internet, the digital revolution. The iPhone came out when I first started selling real estate, to put it into perspective. So this whole real estate thing has really progressed fast. And it's enabled people such as myself, like people who like to use and leverage both technology and people to build something special.
Yeah.
So today we have a team of 65 people, kind of the executive, another 60 agents that really put a dent in their mark on investment real estate in the GTA. We've kind of built our own brand, if you will, in investment real estate. And that specific niche has served us extremely well. And it's done a lot for both the community and, of course, our path.
Yeah. Yeah, it's respectable what you guys do. You know, you dip into everything exceptionally. Your systems are incredible. Your organization, and just the way you guys manage and run your team. It's like a full-on business, right? And
it truly is an all-encompassing practice of commercial investment and residential real estate. And it is definitely systems and technology that's been able to pull it all together and evolve into what it's become today.
Yeah, and we had Jazz on, your partner, last year. One of the favorites,
For
right?
sure.
So if any of you guys have seen Jazz's episode, him and Simeon have REC together, and that's 2 massive powerhouses in one.
Yeah, Jazz has been a massive, massive part of the story, and he continues to be with just leading in sales. I mean, that guy just absolutely loves the sales game. Mm-hmm. I personally, of course, I love sales. It's what drives me every day. But my favorite component of all this is business structure, business development, like creating opportunities. Mm-hmm. So for me, when I wake up every morning, I think of where is the next 90 deals going to come from? And where is the next big opportunity for our entire team? Somebody still has to close all this business.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's one thing to have your head here at the high level, but you also have to remember that every single agent and every single thing we do has consequences.
Yeah.
So it's always just marrying and balancing your passions for whatever vertical you might be working on at the time and having the right people, team, and processes in place to fulfill and execute properly.
Can we unpack what that looks like? The where you're gonna get that 90 deals, the next 90 deals, for example.
Yeah.
Can we unpack that?
Yeah, sure we can. We can unpack that many different ways, just on things that I'm working on, for example, right now. So, I mean, it's 2023. It's February 7th, to put a mark on it. Sorry, can I cut or no? Do you just keep rolling?
You keep rolling. You need a water break?
No. Do you use dates on this show?
Yeah, we use dates.
It doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter, no.
No problem. So I just thought of that after.
That's all good.
So to put it into perspective, right now it's 2023. And we're in February.
Yep.
We have a year ahead in real estate that is going to be extremely different than what 80% of the industry today has experienced or knows about. With 70,000 realtors as part of the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, and 30,000 of them not doing a single deal last year, is, if that's not a telltale sign of what's to come, I don't know what is. Last year, the volume of business contracted by 49%. This year, there will be a further contraction. So there will be even less deals to do. And right now, Humber or RIA, whatever the structure is of becoming a real estate agent, they're bursting at the seams and also putting ads on television. A couple of nights ago, I saw ads on television. Have you considered a career in real estate? Are you a person who enjoys cocktail parties? Well, that's 90% of people.
Yeah.
Let's get everybody a real estate license. So, unfortunately, 2023 is going to teach a lot of people a lot of lessons. It's going to teach people that having the intent of trying something new can cost both time and money. We live in a city and an environment that you have to be very serious about business.
Yep.
The average home here is not $185,000. Not that it makes it any less significant to the person buying the home, but it makes the consequences of your actions far more significant, because instead of impacting somebody for 5 years, you can impact somebody for 2 generations.
Yes.
So it is extremely important to understand the liability and responsibility that we have in this business, which is why I'm a huge advocate of training and development consistently. And this is all going to lead up to unpacking where deals are coming from and how they come. So understanding the liability and duty that we have to clients, and of course to the industry, and of course to our community, it is crucial to understand your role as an advisor to people. If you are going to be taking a listing, which is any home, whether it's $1 million, $5 million, or $200,000, you are handling the disposition of somebody's property. In exchange, they get money and discharge mortgages and all those things that come with it. If a client has absolutely no idea what impact the disposition of their real estate has on them as a whole, you have failed to do your job. Whether it's their primary residence that has exemptions that are all changing at this point, whether it is an investment property and that is now income because they held it for less than a year, or it's capital gain, or all the things that go with our work are things that the agents on the ground need to know. I personally spent a tremendous amount of time, money, and effort, intentional effort, in developing my agents and becoming absolute knowledge machines.
Yep.
They need to be able, if they're going to carry my flag, where I am now at this point, I have established a brand of trust and knowledge in my space, in my lane.
Yeah, you have.
Don't
definitely.
don't know everything, but I do know certain things.
Yep.
I know how to break down real estate. I'm a due diligence stickler. Like nothing, I shouldn't say nothing. It'd be very difficult to fool me on any deal, no matter what the size.
Yeah.
Because I know who to call on what. If something is out of my scope, I know exactly who to call within that scope.
Yes.
So I'm at a point now where I really trust myself to make these claims, not of arrogance or being pompous.
Yeah.
But I've got certain components of this business down.
For sure.
And as my brand has grown and as our team has grown, in 2016, we were 18 people. In 2017, 22 people. And today we're at 60. And I do not allow a single person on that team to perform under a specific deal level.
Yes.
Meaning that if you are not doing 12 deals a year, you simply cannot be on this team. And because I recently made that mandatory, I have implemented an actual class system where there's 3 days a week, a mandatory time that you need to spend on the phones with us there, whether it's myself or my director of operations. We're making calls with you, beside you. This is how you make calls. This is how a phone works.
Yeah.
This is how relationships are managed. This is how you drop seeds to your clients on what's to come in order to create 90 deals. So the 90 deals are going to come, but if we're not ready to execute, the 90 deals are going to go and they will never come back.
Yes.
So it's not just getting that business, which I'll speak to in a second. It's about knowing what to do with it once you have it.
Yeah.
So no different than walking into a listing presentation saying that I can sell this home in 2 days for $100,000 over asking. You get the listing, you underperform, you're fired, and all the things.
Yep.
If you don't know how to do that, don't say that you know how to do that.
Exactly.
So going back to unpacking business development. So having an asset such as a team performing at a certain level is something that becomes part of that listing presentation.
Yes, of course.
So if I were to meet Matthew Campoli, the developer of 123 Anywhere Street,
How'd you know I opened that company?
I mean, it's all over the place.
Okay.
The newspapers, the coverage, it's everywhere, man. You're huge now. Any city, Anywhere Street, I mean, everybody knows that one.
Great name. I know.
Totally. The minute that I sit down with the developer and we're breaking bread, either I sold him the land that he's going to be developing on, or we're tied out from a different relationship. But they call to consult, and they're looking for advice on floor plans, on marketing strategy, on price point, on comparable sales. So let's say if you're about to launch a development in downtown Hamilton, and we just finished working with Emblem Developments and the Milbourne Group on 2 other developments.
Yep.
And we just sold, let's call it 60 units in the last 6 months. Well, we know was it difficult to sell the clients on it? What was the pressure points? Was it price? Was it structure of the deal and down payments? Was it the neighborhood? Was there 4 zombies walking outside? These are all redeveloping neighborhoods. Yeah. So they call for counsel and they call for consultation. And when we're taking these meetings, we also make sure that if we're going to give that advice, that we're also tied to the success of the project. So if you are thinking of launching, I would say, don't launch right now. Right now, we're going through this in the marketplace. Why don't we launch in September? I can take down 30 units from you, or 60 units, or 100 units, depending on the development. And they're going to say, okay, but how would that look? Well, that gives me, if it's February today until September, it gives me an opportunity to strategize as to when to launch it, how to market it, the people that I'm going to structure to be involved. Do I need Matthew Campoli, the pre-construction ninja? Do I need Jennifer Popo, the resale brilliance of that neighborhood, to reach out to that neighborhood for organic sales?
Nice. Yep.
So we're going to find 5 people from the neighborhood that want to put their kids there. Another 3 people from the neighborhood that just love the neighborhood and want to invest in it.
Yeah.
12 cold investors from the big city of Toronto that just want to speculate.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you're putting together 20, 30, 40 deals. And you do this, whether it's wine and cheeses, whether it's big events. But at the end of the day, you have to network enough over time to have the contacts in place to do this, but also the patience and I'm going to have to say the temperament to not open your cards or show your cards too quickly.
Yeah.
Not that it's a game, but people believe in temperance, in slow, logical moves. When people are spending 300, 500, a billion dollars on specific master plan communities, they want to work with people that have done this before, that don't get too excited, too anxious, too much, too little. They want people that have just the right amount of excitement and business savvy to get the job done. So whether it's 90 condos, whether it's land that's going to be redeveloped and go through an MZO and all the different components of that industry, that's kind of how it comes to be. And it's using my team as the offering. So I alone can always take down so much, and then I can go to my broker's Playbook network, which comes in the collaboration with the industry.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like, and that's the key there, because those people seeing that ad on the news, looking to join, think it's simple. Like, you get a client, sell them a house. Or 2021, sure, all the booms we've experienced, sure, but the calculations behind all your steps that you're doing, that's how you take a client from A to Z, give them the service, take them through a proper experience, and the experience where they're going to know exactly what they're buying and going to expect to receive some sort of result that you're explaining because of the detail you're doing it.
Well,
right?
to make this very simple to the everyday agent, because what I do is not such a normal process, only because how we've evolved. There was a time that I was showing homes like anyone else. I still go to appointments if I have to with my agents for my agents. But at the end of the day, to bring this back a few steps for me, but to be on point with 80% of the people that we speak to, every single day you wake up, you need to be on point. 2023, you have to think you're competing against myself. You're competing against you. We're going to run into a client on the street. That client, I can guarantee you, is not being nurtured or followed up with properly by his last agent.
Yeah.
By her last agent. I guarantee it, because 9 out of 10 agents fail to do their job properly. How do I know? Because I am one. I have failed numerous times in follow-up.
Yeah.
And I look at my agents every day, and I have to scream at the top of my lungs on a daily basis, reminding them that stop looking for new water. You have all the water you need inside your database.
Yeah.
If you were to just call the people who trust you already.
Yeah.
So if there's one piece of advice for every single person that I want to give, if you're in sales, real estate sales, shoe sales, car sales, I don't give a shit what kind of sales you're in. Unless you follow up, I will follow up. This is the year that the consolidation will further, meaning big, strong, good teams are going to get bigger, because I'm out for it. I have a plan. I'm making 100,000 calls this year.
Yeah.
And unless you, and I mean anyone, are going to do the same, your clients are going to end up in someone else's database. And I'm not talking about me taking your client, but I can guarantee you there is a lot of Simeons out there.
Yep.
There's a lot of Matthews. There's a lot of, I speak to the top agents every single day. They're my friends. We consult with each other.
Yeah.
We're after the same people.
Yep.
So this is the time that the fundamentals of this business need to be respected, and you need to follow them like a T.
Yeah.
Get on the phone, follow up, put in your notes, follow up, put in your notes, follow up, and of course, sell something.
Yeah. Love it. I love it. I agree. I think it's the traditional, got to go back to the old school approach. If you had to name maybe 3 pillars or ways that an agent out there who's asking this question, 3, let's call it prospecting tools that they should focus on in 2023 to acquire business, what are they doing?
Are we talking about getting new business into the
Yeah,
funnels?
let's speak to the new agent right now.
To the brand new agent, you have to understand that the very first thing you need to do is you need to decide why you're in this business. And this is so easy. It's as easy as taking just one day of your life. Throw away your phone, get a notepad, get a pen, and sit down. Look inside yourself and just understand, why did you make the decision to go into real estate sales, to be a mortgage broker, to be a car salesman? Doesn't matter. Why did you do it? Once you decide and you understand the reasons, and the reasons that were, if anybody says, because I want to make unlimited money, because I want to be my own boss, beat it.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. Obviously, this is self-employed. Obviously, all sales are pretty much limitless if you are able to scale. Do you enjoy people? Is it going to get boring for you? Is it interest you to negotiate? My heart races when I'm in in competitive offer scenarios,
Yep.
into multiple offers. My heart races. I love it. I get a thrill out of creating deals that did not exist before me. I saw an opportunity and I explained it to people and everybody bought in. And now we just transacted $30 million.
Yep.
That is effing exciting. That is what I love to do. What do you love to do? Because the answer to that question is going to lead you to what your brand will be.
Yeah.
And why people are going to call you and not me and not you.
Yeah.
So if you can't answer why you're in this business, how can you expect somebody to choose you? Because you have a business card?
Yeah.
Because you joined Remax or Royal LePage or EXP? It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
What is your brand? What do you stand for? Do you have a vision? Do you have a mission statement? These are the things where you need to start. So to a new agent, the very first thing to do is you need to be able to answer the question why you're here. The minute you can answer that question, all of a sudden it's going to become very easy for you to create content. And creating content is not just video. When you go to Starbucks and you start having a conversation, that's content
Yeah.
that somebody is consuming in real life, belly to belly. You choose to record that, now you're making video content as well. But content is what you speak to, because most of the new agents say, I don't know what to say. You don't know what to say because you don't know what you're about.
Yep.
If I were to ask anyone, everybody loves to speak about themselves. Sales 101. Let the client speak, they'll tell you what they want.
Exactly.
If you could just
Listen.
listen. So if you don't know what you are, you can't explain it to clients to see the value. And they will always choose somebody, they're like, oh, that's because you're so confident. How do you know I was always confident? I'm confident now. How do you know if my palms used to sweat or not? You don't know that. What I can tell you is that I never lied. I never faked it till I made it. I said, I don't know the answer, but I will get back to you within 24 hours.
Best way to be. Yep.
I said, let me find out who the best person is for this. I would go get the person, cut them into the deal, and all of a sudden I'm a pro.
Exactly.
All of a sudden the senior loves me and wants the best for me as opposed to hating me for ruining the business.
Yep.
But it's selfishness that hurts the business. New people, 101, find yourself. Number 2, get yourself out there. So if you're new, you have to understand you need to build community. Your community. You don't owe anybody to create a Boy Scouts club or a foundation. You simply need to create a world that's better with you than without you. Create value that somebody says, hey, look at what that person's doing. It's selfless and it's for the good of everyone. If that's the case, any normal human being is going to prefer you over somebody who is selfish. Selfless, selfish. A selfish campaign is to put posters of yourself everywhere and saying it's number 1.
Yeah.
That's 1984. It is not effective. Don't do it. Nobody cares if you're number 1. Number 1 of what? With an asterisk in May of 2019 in E13 north side of O'Connor? What are you talking about right now?
Yep.
You're still speaking about you. Stop speaking about you. So to the new agent, you're going to find yourself. You're going to be able to speak to what you enjoy and to what you like. And now you need to connect with individuals who appreciate that. How do you find people who appreciate that? Well, if you're in a tennis club, if you're in a soccer club, if you're in a badminton club, backgammon club, a coffee club, a liquor club, any club for that matter, you need people, human contact. If you're an introvert, you may have chosen the wrong business, or you may have to find a different way to connect. But at the end of the day, it's human connection that creates deals.
Yeah.
You need at some point to come face to face, say, we're going to buy this couch. Sure we are. Sign here, sign here. This couch is going to be the best couch that ever served you in your life.
Yeah.
But that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So building that community can have a number of forms. So how do you implement that? And I've shared the last year because we're in real estate, obviously I'll speak specifically to real estate. door knocking and open houses have been completely neglected and ignored as an old school, not for me type thing. We live in a society that nobody wants somebody at the door. And I think agents are missing a huge opportunity. The reason for that is because you cannot go door to door like a salesman. That we can agree on. But if you were to go door to door canvassing the neighborhood for support,
Yeah.
it's a whole different other.
100%.
And what I mean by that is that you are looking to control a neighborhood, for example. Let's call it Britannia and Credit View and Mississauga is where I live. Let's just talk about my neighborhood. And I'm not a residential neighborhood and I don't actually do this. But my team does because they are residential realtors geofarming real neighborhoods.
Yep.
So the exercise looks like this. There is 4 weekends in a month. It's just that simple. Week number 1, Saturday number 1. Let's say you have an open house. I want to see a spectacle. I don't want to see you dragging your butt around, little tent cart outside the house with a little red arrow. Those open houses are done. This is a time where we need a spectacle. You need to do things differently. And when I say things differently, I want to see a beautiful balloon wall. You need to spend money.
Yeah.
You need to be different. I want to see, I don't know, what were those car?
Yeah, those inflatable guys.
I love those.
Yeah.
I love those. And everybody else does too.
Yeah.
Cheesy as it may be, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You took a step to stand out.
Yes.
So find a way to stand out. Know the home, turn on the lights, make it smell appropriate. Be there before where you can take somebody through a tour of the home. If it is a complete garbage demo, you're going to have contractors coming through. They've already seen it online.
Yeah.
So the people coming through should end up where all the value is created. How do we do that? It's very simple. You're going to take them through the kitchen. You're going to show them how that's going to come down. You're going to open up these walls, take them to the back, landscape this. You're going to end up spending $200,000 and you're going to have a big, beautiful home.
Yeah.
If it's a gorgeous home, if it's winter, end up at the fireplace. End up at the kitchen where there's hot chocolate ready to go.
Yeah, I like that hot chocolate.
If it's summertime and it's landscaped and there's a pool in the back, guess where you should probably finish?
Yeah.
Right beside the pool.
Or in it.
Or in it. Better yet. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because you could do an open house where it is an event like that.
Yep.
Come and check out the house and bring the kids too. I bet you the client wouldn't be against it.
Yep.
You want to stand out? Now we're talking. But when you spend quality time with a prospect that you've never met before, and instead of making that 6 minutes and nameless, you give them an experience where there is Perrier waiting for them, Greg's cookies waiting for them. Whatever the gimmick that you choose is, it just simply shows effort.
Yeah.
So whether we choose to make a spectacle with cookies, with hot chocolate, with a pool, with flapping arms, at the end of the day, what you're telling the neighborhood is that you're different.
Yeah.
And if you're going to choose to work a specific neighborhood, whether it's your listing or whether it's one of your colleagues' listing, you should be working every single listing if you're trying to build a brand. Door knocking 101 is you're going to go that same weekend, the next day, you're going to canvass the neighborhood, get 100 bags printed with your branding on it, and drop off every single bag with a message that my name is Simeon Papailias. You happen to live in Simeon country. And I'm here not for real estate today. I'm here rather to, we're putting together 1,000 kilograms of food over the next 90 days for the food bank. We are raising money for women's shelters in this community. We're raising money for whatever it is you believe in.
Yeah.
But you're going to go door to door and you're not going to dare to discuss real estate. They can ask you, can I buy a home today? And you're going to say no. Can I just buy the most expensive home in the world? Yeah. You are going to refuse because you're not there for that.
Yeah.
So I want you to canvas, you and your team to canvas. I'm planning at least 3 events this year where I and the entire team are going to canvas an entire neighborhood. And we're going to be raising money for the Royal LePage Shelter Foundation. I happen to be a Royal LePager, so that's what we're going to raise money for. But what we're doing is we're implementing a wash strategy where you have huge impact in an entire neighborhood that is memorable. You're also doing good for the community. You're also building thought leadership and leadership in the community that you want to work in. You're also raising money for the women's shelter or the food bank or the animal shelter. So you're actually doing good for the planet and your fellow citizens. And instead of being remembered as a vacuum salesman, you're remembered as a leader.
Yeah.
If they are home, you're going to tell them, I don't need anything right now. I'm going to be by on Friday. Please keep this bag on your counter. I'll be back. If you're not here on Friday, just hang it on the door. I'll be coming back with a pickup. We're going to grab everyone's donations. I beg you for your support. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It is very unlikely for somebody to tell you to kick rocks when all you're doing is helping the community.
It's true.
On Friday, when you come back, you're going to pick up the food, and once again, you're going to resist to open that trap of yours. You're going to say thank you. If they have some input, fantastic, see them again. But you can threaten them that in a couple of weeks, you're going to be by to show them a very new listing that you have coming up. That is when you can door knock for real estate and say, just listed, just sold, just this, just that. But you have to have intent of growth. The intent that it's 2023 and the old boasting of who I am and how I do it is no longer an option. You have to give if you want to receive.
Yeah.
In community building, if you're a new agent, if you do what I just said and it's not impactful and it doesn't work, come and see me. I'll show you exactly how it's done because this is how community is built.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Love it. It's so good.
It's real.
It's real. Yeah. It's just so like, that's the way to do it, man.
And if somebody says, well, I don't want to door knock, then once again, don't ask for advice.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to door knock, if you don't want to do an open house, if you just want to send an email and do business, you missed the train. That was 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Back to the real school hard knocks now.
It's about, you need to, like, we were at a conference together not too long ago.
Yep.
And there was, can't remember his name, the broker owner, one of the biggest Remax offices, not Hallmark, it was a different one. And he said something that just really impacted me. He was a brilliant speaker, very motivational. He said the agents that will succeed this year are going to be the ones that appreciate and understand the old school while implementing in the new school.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't ignore social media. You can't ignore email, CRM, and technologies, but you definitely cannot replace real hard work that is in person, done intentionally. That is the method of success for 2023.
And that's the secret sauce right there.
That's the
that
secret
should be
sauce.
the video. That should go. That piece right there that's the key. Love it. So we're nearing the end here, but I do want to touch on Broker's Playbook really quickly, in case people, they see it everywhere, I'm sure, but in case they don't know what it is, what is it and what are you working on with it?
Broker's Playbook. I mean, I brought you a hat that you're going to wear, but I'll wear it first.
Let's go.
Broker's Playbook is a technology platform. I've been working on it for about 2.5 years. It started as a podcast. It's grown as a podcast. It's an industry-specific podcast, so it's not consumer-facing. So I interview and collaborate with people that I believe will bring value to the industry and up the game. My goal is collaboration. I understood very early on that you can't recruit everyone. You can't make everyone happy, but you can work with everyone should you find common ground. And that can be of tremendous gain. So this platform was created with the podcast as the value add to the industry. I've created a massive academy, a training component that has a live cohort starting every quarter. So right now, one just started last Monday. It's going to go for 12 weeks, and that's a live training where we implement 99% of the stuff that I just spoke about is what we train about, and we actually implement daily success habit focused training that 5 days a week you need to reach 61 points on the system, which is a truckload of work. And if you can do that for 12 weeks, by the end of the program, more than likely you're a different human being than you were when you started.
Very cool.
Finally, if you know how to work, so if I've been able to teach you and instill you in you the work ethic required to do this job at a high level, if you want to do 3-4 deals a year, you don't need to learn anything from me. But if you're looking to create stability and an ongoing business of 10, 20, 30, 50 deals a year, you need scale and systems. And I teach what it takes to work to do that, to the trading. And then I introduce everybody to my collaboration portal, which is where you're going to find access to, when I talk about hundreds of deals, I have way more real estate that I could ever sell myself, where I've created a portal with investment-driven real estate that you can sell to your clients every single day.
Awesome. I'm hopping on this.
You're going to be on it for sure.
We're talking after this. Okay, man, that's amazing. So, like I said at the end, I have some rapid fire questions.
Yeah, man.
Just quick answers, and there's going to be nuggets, but it's all trending things that people want to know.
Let's go.
When do you think the market will pick back up?
I think the market needs a minimum of 12 months. I'll correct myself. I think it will pick back up around June of this year, and that's going to be slight positive activity. I think the market next year this time is going to be volume and prices are going to be up. Prices will be up probably by about 5% from today, and volume will be up 25 to 30%.
Awesome.
I do see activity. If all the indicators are right and inflation is being slowly, that pressure is going to bring it down. We are going to see some positive activity in the fall and winter.
Yep.
This year, this time next year, we should be up 25% in volume.
Amazing.
Minimum.
I have similar predictions. You're an investor. What type of investment are you buying right now?
To whoever has dry powder, and that means cash, right now is the time to really take advantage of the pre-construction assignment market.
Yes, agreed.
To the retail investor. If you're extremely capital heavy and you have big money, right now land and developments, there is a truckload of people who took on a bit more off than they could chew. You can find tremendous deals in that space. But to the everyday mom and pop investor, like myself, I'm picking up condos right now. I've done about 6 deals for our inner circle. I've added 6 deals, and we bought them at cost 6 years ago pricing.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I do agree with the assignments. And last question, if you are buying pre-con right now, where's the spot to buy it? Favorite area? No borders.
For pre-con right now, I'm very deal-centric. So structure of the deal governs more than location.
But if you have to pick.
But if I have to pick location, I would say Toronto will always be king for me.
Okay.
And I'm talking 416, and I'm talking downtown if possible.
Okay.
So the more center to the core, it's blue chip, guys. It's IBM versus a startup tech.
True.
So
Okay. Sweet, man. Well,
fundamentals, my man.
Yeah, that's
old
it.
school fundamentals.
That's it. Well, thank you so much for coming. You've been awesome. I've learned a lot, so thank you. So that means I'm sure many people out there, if you are paying attention,
My pleasure, my
I've
man.
learned a lot. Where can your new fans find you?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn. I invite everybody to hop on to Brokers Playbook community. Check out the website. Check out the episode that you came on.
Yep.
Check out. There's a number of phenomenal guests on that show that you can get a lot of value from. But just reach out. I mean, my team covers all my socials. I am deal making all day, so I don't spend a lot of time on socials, but they're covered. You want to reach out, you can get a hold of me.
Awesome. And we're going to post all your stuff in our descriptions. So to everyone out there, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave us a review. Make sure it's 5 stars. If you can make it 6, screw it, make it 6. And yeah, just share the shit out of it. But we'll see you on the next one. Peace.